Hi everyone. So this is a short introduction to kick off our first piece of collective work together as VentureShift. And the reason that we're doing this work is because over the last few years, we've been talking to a lot of people from across the outdoor sector, exploring the transformative potential of this space. But what we have now is a huge number of questions around what VentureShift is, what it might become, and we have a sense of what this might be, but now it's time to flesh this out as a whole community. And when we do system change work like this, it's important to hold two things in mind. Firstly, that we need a sense of what the pathway forward is. What's that future vision that we're heading towards? If you like, what's our theory of change? Secondly, more critically, is that this pathway is collectively owned and collectively created. If it's not, then it's not going to be an example of transformation. It's not going to be an example of whole system change. And we do recognize that we don't have all of the voices in the room. We don't have the whole system in the room. But we do feel like we can start to work on some of those actions that we've been outlining over the last few years. And a methodology that we use in a piece of futures thinking work like this is called the Three Horizons. And rather than introduce this myself, I'm going to hand over to a group called Future Stewards who do a much better job of introducing this than I can. I'll then jump in and briefly introduce the survey. So what I want you to bear in mind throughout this introduction is that our system of focus is the outdoor sector. Okay, over to Future Stewards.
What are the challenges you're trying to solve? Perhaps you want to change the food system or make your business carbon neutral, or maybe you just want to figure out how your school or local council can be more inclusive. Whatever it is, incremental changes probably won't be enough. There's a tension between improving what's working today and the need for radical transformation. So how do we make radical change actually happen? This is where Three Horizons can help. In any conversations you have about changing the future, you'll probably notice three perspectives showing up. There's the voice of the manager who is responsible for the success of the current system and keeping things going as they are, the visionary who speaks for a radically different world, and the entrepreneur who is impatient with all the talk and just wants to put new ideas into action right now. As you'd expect, these three voices are often talking past each other. They don't always realise that each is needed to create meaningful change. So we need a way to discuss the future that brings these three perspectives together in a constructive way, one that recognises the value of each and gives us shared language for working together. This is what Three Horizons is for. It's a simple framework to help guide conversations about the future towards meaningful action. Three Horizons is like a map. It helps us work out where we are, where we want to be, and how to get there. It may not provide all the answers, but like a map, it gives us a sense of direction. It starts with two lines on a page. Along the bottom there's time, beginning in the present and heading into the future. The other axis shows which pattern or system is dominant at any one time. Horizon 1 is business as usual. It's the way we do things today. If we are having a Three Horizons conversation, it's because we see that the current system is showing signs of strain and is no longer fit for purpose. Let's use an example. Say we're thinking about how we produce our food. Today, we have a highly industrialised food and farming system. While this has increased crop yields and fed millions more people, many aspects of the current approach aren't working and are actively harmful to the soil, water and biodiversity on which we depend. Now let's jump to Horizon 3. This represents the visions that we hold and the visionary people who hold them. Some of the ideas here may seem unrealistic from the perspective of H1, but we know that fringe ideas can become mainstream as conditions change. So, in our food example, we can see many people pursuing a vision of a nature-positive approach to food production, one that provides enough food for everyone while nurturing soil health, restoring biodiversity, and sustainably managing our ecosystems. In the middle is Horizon 2. This is the space of the entrepreneur, where we transition from our current H1 system to the new H3 system we want to create. This is a messy and turbulent space of innovation and disruption where people are trying out new things, seeing what works, and competing to be the future. Not all innovation will automatically help us bring about the new vision we want. Some will be used to sustain business as usual, offering a sticking plaster for problems rather than solving them. Others will carry us forward into H3, and perhaps a few will be ambiguous.
Awesome. So they go on to describe the model a little deeper. If you want to watch the rest of the video, please go onto YouTube and type in Future Stewards 3 Horizons. So for us in this work, the first horizon is the current dominant business as usual system in the outdoor sector. The third horizon, that flourishing future, is our future vision. Where do we want to head towards? What does a regenerative outdoor sector look like? And the second horizon, which is, in my mind, most important, is the transformational pathway. How do we get there? What are some of those innovative activities, those disruptive activities that are going to take us from Horizon 1 to Horizon 3? We're actually adding in a fourth horizon, and this isn't going to overcomplicate things, but this fourth horizon is Horizon 0. And Horizon 0 is the story of how we got to where we are today. So Horizon 1 is the current dominant system. Horizon 0 is how did we get here? And we think that would be a really interesting narrative for the outdoor sector. So please make sure that you create space for yourself to reflect properly on each question. It should take around 20 minutes to complete the survey. Might be shorter, might be longer, depending on how fully you answer. But do make sure that you create some space and time out of your busy schedules to really answer fully from your own perspective. So the idea here is that we all hold different pieces of the puzzle. Once they come together, we get an amazing tapestry. If you have any more questions about the 3 horizons, then let me know. I'll happily jump on a call and answer any. It's a really fascinating model. At the end of the survey, you'll see there's a tick box to register interest in actually helping us with some of the analysis. There's a process that I won't go into now, but if you feel like you want to be more involved in the process, then it would be great to have you along. So if you want to do that, please tick the box. But for now, I will leave you to just get stuck in. Thank you so much for your time.